Hello, folks. I thought I'd come on and do a spontaneous live.
Just wait until there's 2 minutes left.
I'm just going to get a few things, all right? So while you're all got myself organised, I thought I was going to come on at 1:30, but then I took a call from my sis. And so, yeah, I will just get a couple of things. Just want to get that. And I thought today I would use, hello, whoever's joined me. I thought I would use this Tarte foundation that I used on yesterday's video. Hello, Helena. Hi. Nice to see you. So I thought I'd use that, and I'm desperate to use the blue in that eyeshadow. And I'm really sorry. Apologies in advance. I'm competing with a live game of something or other.
Mom, it's a live event about the rapper Marshmello.
It's a live event about the rapper Marshmello, whatever that means.
I said rapper. He's a DJ. He's a DJ.
Okay, so he's chatting. Hello, Thorndyke. Yeah, so you can hear Jack in the background. You can probably hear some of his friends. And I've told them that they're not to swear.
Did you hear that? No swearing. No swearing on my mum's life.
Do you have the marshmallow glider, Jack?
Yes, I have the marshmallow everything.
So I'm just putting on some flawless filter. And I thought I'd use that palette that I used yesterday, but I'm dying to use the blue because it looks so interesting. And I got the sponge out that came with that Tarte foundation.
No, we're waiting until the last 2 minutes.
To use that. And I have been doing all sorts of masks this morning. Saturday morning masks, Foreo ones, Dr. Dennis Gross ones. So I'm just waiting to see. I don't know if I can see a huge improvement yet, but I'm definitely intrigued about this eye thing because my eye is not watering as much. Watering a little bit, but it's not as sensitive. And I've kind of been looking up today to see if there's any link between LED light. And I've seen that they do use laser for dry eye syndrome. So I'm wondering if there is something in it that's actually helping. But it's a bit soon to tell yet. I like to be as scientific as I can. Hello, Jess. Nice to see you.
You think we don't know that? He left the party.
Jack, can you try not to shout, darling, please?
Just like, oh, we went offline, yeah. Yeah, we didn't know that at all.
They're playing some live online game, guys, so...
Fortnite.
Yeah, they don't need to know what it is. It doesn't mean anything to them, Jack. It's like me telling you what type of mascara I'm using. It's of no interest.
Well, I don't care about that.
What have you used, by the way? So I've just put on this flawless filter in shade 3. And I'm going to use this Tarte foundation that I used yesterday on its own this time. Because I haven't used it for a while, and it was one of those that I'd forgotten. So, yeah, it does make the flawless filter. If I'm using a foundation, if I've used my zinc oxide sunscreen, my face is pale, I tend to go for the darker shade. Or if I've got a foundation that's a little bit too light, I go for tan in the flawless filter. If not, I go for shade 3. Which is nearer to my skin tone. Shade 4 looks weird. I've told you before, I know. For those of you that followed me before, it just looks really strange. I look grey. So now I'm putting on this Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. And it's in the shade Medium Neutral. Which is quite a good match for me. Certainly in the winter. But you noticed yesterday it went on quite thickly, so I'll be a little bit more conservative today. It's quite creamy. So
Yes. I know that.
and concealer combo. So which concealer? Which concealer? The Magic Away one. I love the Magic Away, I just don't like the top. Because when you've been putting products on your face and you go to open it, you can't open it.
Should we go at 3 or 2 minutes?
Shoshana, I do order most of my foundation online.
Just to make sure we make it.
And I have various ways of doing it. So first of all, I go to a site called Temptalia Foundation Matrix, and you type in all the matches that you've got that are good matches for your skin. Then it comes up with suggestions. You can filter it by brand, and they've got hundreds of different foundations on there. And then I don't leave it at that. What I do then is I then Google, so it's called Temptalia. I'll put some details below later if you want. So then I Google the shade that they're suggesting, and I Google swatch that shade, and I have a look at it, and then if necessary I Google a swatch of the shade of one that I know matches to see if they do actually match. Like, it's difficult to know whether it's going to match your skin from a picture, but if you then Google a picture of the one that you know matches and put it alongside, you can get an idea. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury do samples. If you buy a foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, she sends you the shade below and the shade above and the same shade. So you get 3 samples. And basically basically the idea is that you don't open the foundation, you open the samples. So say you order shade 5. Right, she'll send you shade 5 sample, shade 6 sample, and shade 4 sample. And you try them on your skin. It might be 4.5, because whatever the nearest shades are either side. You try them on using the samples. And if you think, oh, actually, I should have got shade 4.5, you can send it back because you haven't opened the foundation. So that's why she does it. Daniel Sandler, his foundation is a little bit lighter coverage, although probably on a par with Charlotte Tilbury, sort of light to medium. And he sells samples for £2 that you just basically can buy beforehand to see if it matches your skin tone. So that's really good. But it's good to know all about your undertone as well. I tend to be neutral to warm undertone, olive. So I tend to go for neutral though, because I find that if I go for sort of more warmer ones, you've seen the NC looks a bit yellow on me sometimes. It's a bit too yellow. I've got a bit of a yellow undertone, but it's not really yellow. I'm not really olive. There's degrees of olive. So that's the foundation, and it does feel very moisturising. Hello, Terry. Now, I need to get concealer. Now, I've got a bag here of... I thought, as I'm doing Tarte, I've got a bag of Tarte stuff that I thought, yeah, let's use some Tarte things. Now, I wanted to show you. This is very old. I probably still shouldn't be using it. And it will probably make my eyes water, but let's just try it anyway.
Come on!
Oh, right, okay. Well, the one way, there's a really simple way, is if you suit gold jewellery, if you look at the jewellery you wear, if you suit gold jewellery, you're more likely to have a warm undertone. If you suit silver jewellery, you're more likely to have a cool undertone. And if you suit both, then you probably got a neutral undertone. A lot of the time people have got a mixture of neutral to something else. But it is a bit confusing. But I tend to buy most of my foundation online because I can't get out. So, and also because I got so many, if it's wrong, I can often mix them. Yeah, so MAC Cool Tones, if you buy, yes, that's right, you're right. So if you buy an NC, which is neutral cool, it actually means you're a warm undertone. It's the opposite. So it's all very confusing.
Did it say 2?
You're neutral warm.
Oh my god.
Did it say 2?
If you find it a hard time maybe get a neutral one. Get one that just says neutral, and then you can always add the warmth by using your contour. Yeah, it is very confusing, but I will put that link to Temptalia because it's really good. You go in and you type in what ones, if you've got a good match, if you found a good match, you can put that in. The more you put in, the better the results. Hello, girlies. I like that. Hi, Linda. Now I'm going to show you this. It's very old. I probably shouldn't be using it, but I want to show it you. It's a Tarte under eye colour corrector, and I think you've probably seen Becca do one as well. But this shade is perfect for neutralising. Not hello Thorndike. Oh, you've already said hello, haven't you? But this is not only good for. Let me just do. I'm going to do under this eye and leave that one. Okay. It's not only good for neutralising dark circles, but it's brilliant for neutralising some of my hyperpigmentation. So all I'm doing is dabbing this on with my finger, tiny amount here. And when I've finished and you look at both eyes, can you see the difference? It's really good.
Why didn't the event happen?
I'm going to put a little bit on that hyperpigmentation there. Now, if you see that brown spot, I'm going to zoom in and watch it go.
Well, I'm not going to see it now because I'm running.
I'm going to check my phone if the ninja's
Gone. So it's really good, this. So the thing with colour correctors is that you need to get the right tone for you. So this is called the Tarte Coloured Clay CC Under Eye Corrector. But I find it's good on my hyperpigmentation as well as my under eyes.
Okay, there we go.
So it's by Tarte Cosmetics Under Eye Corrector. I'll play this back and I'll put some links if that's helpful. I was going to actually include this in a makeup for hyperpigmentation as well. So if you've missed it or you can't, if I forget, don't worry because I'll be visiting it again. Now you see where I've got that little bit of pigmentation still left. I can put it over that. Yeah, I got a lot of Jess, I got I got quite a few QVC kind of Today Special values before I got into Charlotte Tilbury, and some of them since. So I kind of put them all together in a bag. But you can see it's kind of, you can spot correct with it. Anywhere where you've got a little bit of those brown marks, because the orange, yeah, the orange sort of, it cancels out the brown. So it just, it's very good, and it's very good for under eye darkness. Now, I forgot to tell you all about this Dr. Dennis Gross mask, eye mask that I got. I couldn't help myself. I had to try it. So I've been trying it out. I haven't really noticed a huge difference yet in my under eyes. I have noticed that they feel slightly less dry. And the other thing I've noticed is that my eyes aren't watering as much, which is not something that it promises to do, which I'm finding really interesting. But I'm going to hold fire until I've done my 6 to 8 weeks. So it's the Spectralite eye mask. I am enjoying the lemon one. I don't tend to go for the clay one as much. I don't think it suits my skin as much. I wish you sold them separately. I like the lemon one because it takes my makeup off really well. It's really good at taking that. And so I like that one. The other one tends to make my skin feel a bit tingly, as though I'm slightly sensitive to it. So I'm a little bit more wary about using that one all the time. Ali, you look right. You used to have Tarte bits and pieces. Same here, Jess. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to catch up with some of this. The lemon one does smell amazing. I wonder if the eye mask is helping the watering, because I can't think of anything else that I'm doing differently in the last week that would have actually made it Normally, if I go out in very cold weather and there's a biting wind, my eyes start to stream. And they did a little bit one day, but there's another day they didn't stream at all. Now, I'm going to put on, as I'm on the tart theme, and I've got a bag here full of tart stuff. Let me get a concealer to go over that. A tart concealer. I have got Shape Tape somewhere, but not in here. I know that's somewhere else. But I do have this little wand, which is medium. What's it called? Amazonian Clay, waterproof, 12-hour concealer. It's a little bit thick. With brands, I'm like a pathetic addict. Well, so honestly, the amount of stuff I've got now, I tend to just put this. It's a little bit like a lipstick wand. Just warm it up on my finger because it is quite thick. This, and then I'm just going to put that over the top of that colour corrector. I'm a complete addict. There's a few brands I haven't got. You know what I'm tempted to get next? Is I haven't got any Bobbi Brown. And I've heard good things about the gel eyeliner. And I've seen one in a lovely emerald green. Tarte eye palettes. Well, in this bag, I've got a few, actually. I've probably got a few elsewhere as well. I'm terrible, me. Got Double Duty Beauty. Yes, Bobbi Brown. What's the gel eyeliner like? The one that's in a jar. Is it any good? And does it smudge? I'm going to get the La Mer Fluid Foundation this week. Oh, lovely. This one is called Leave Your Mark. One of the criticisms lodged at Tarte, and I think it's a fair criticism, when all that business about them releasing like 30 shades of white foundation and you know, sort of fair skin toned, they are nice, are they? When all that business and people were saying, I'm fed up of you releasing more brown eyeshadows in various shades of brown, and I think they've started to take note now and are doing colours, but a lot of their palettes do tend to be kind of browns and browny purples. So I've got this one as well, and that one is called Untamed. Anyway, I'm desperate to use that blue from the MAC palette, but I need to put some powder on first, and I'm going to use that Vichy again because I quite like that, but I need a setting brush. 1 second. I haven't tried any La Mer. I have tried another very expensive brand. I will show you one day. When I first got retired, obviously I had a bit of a lump sum payment, and I decided I was going to go out and do a bit of a really guilty stash. And I went to La Prairie, and I've got a La Prairie foundation, and I keep it for best because when you put it on your skin, it just makes me look like I'm about 30. It is actually worth every penny, but it is the most expensive foundation I've ever bought in my life. And if I'm going out somewhere special, I wear it. But if you want me to show it you on a video, I will. It just always seemed a bit... I don't like it when I think people are boasting about, oh, look at what great life and what expensive stuff I've got. And that's why I kind of veered against it. But to me, it was a real treat. Like, I'm going to do this as kind of a, you know, you're retired now, and... But it really, I will do it. It looks amazing on the skin. But I'm ashamed to tell you how expensive it was. It was just really, just look it up. If you look up, I'm not going to say, if you look up La Prairie Caviar Foundation, it's not the cushion one, it's their regular one. It's got 3 figures. It does start with 1, but it's on the latter part of 1. Let's put it. It's about £170 for a foundation. But I went to try it on in the shop. She did a whole facial on me, and when she put it on my skin, I thought, this isn't just hype. This is amazing stuff. And it does. Okay, I'll do it for you. Shall I do it on the Wednesday live? Is that all? Oh, I love it, Linda. Is that all? I know. But then you think about the amount of foundations you buy, and if you said, right, I'm going to stop myself from ever buying another foundation again, you would have that money to spend on it. All right, I'll do it on my Wednesday live. So I got that, and I got the powder. But the powder's actually not as expensive because it's a huge thing of powder. It's a lot bigger than this, and it's not that expensive. It's huge, and it's also got a travel one in it. The powder was £70. But, as I say, really huge pot, and a little travel one as well of loose powder. Well, exactly, and there's definitely no way that I was going to guess what shade I was online with that money. No way on earth, because they won't let you send it back in the UK once you've tried it. So that's why I went into Selfridges, and I sat down and she tried loads of stuff on me. Some of their skincare, to be honest, I don't think their skincare is worth it. I think it's very scented. I got loads of samples, and they're really heavily scented. And they're very, I can't think of the word, but you can't find their ingredients very easily. And then they've got like this patented formula, and they're not very forthcoming in what it is. And a lot of skincare experts say it's a load of balderdash. You wondered what I was going to say then, didn't you? So I'm not sure about the skincare, but definitely this foundation looks amazing. So yeah, I'll put it on Wednesday. What, you're going to go to La Prairie now? What am I? We're all a bad influence on one another, aren't we, really?
Nah, just you.
Oh, thanks, Jack. Oh, he made me laugh this morning because he was online talking to somebody who was supposedly American. And they were getting into they get into a bit of a duel when they're playing this game. And it was a friend of a friend. And they all sort of tease one another a little bit. So it was all in good spirit. But he said something about, you Americans think us British sit and say, what was it you said, Jack? Because it was so funny. It really made me laugh. He said, you Americans think that us in the UK sit and say, oh, pass me the crumpets, please. Was it that? Tea and crumpets, darling, or something? And the way he said it, he won't do it now, but the way he said it, I was laughing and laughing. And I said, we're just as bad, because we think all you do is do barbecues, you know, and put the T-bone on the Barbie. Everybody's got their stereotypes.
What I said was...
Go on, say it, because they'll laugh.
I said that you Americans are just think we're just like, oh, do you want some tea and crumpets, darling?
There you go. Do you want some tea and crumpets, darling? It's like, you know, I don't want to offend anyone. I hope I'm not offending anyone. But I know the French, for example, call a lot of, they used to, I don't know if they do now, but a lot of the French call it the English rosbifs because they think we sit and eat roast beef all the time. And we call them frog's legs because we think they eat frog's legs all the time. It's just really funny because we know it's a stereotypical idea and not everybody's like that. Tea and crumpets, darling.
Or stereotype, just like how some men think women should always be in the kitchen.
Oh, yes. Let's not go there. Right.
Do people do think that?
We put bangers and shrimp on the barbie. I love it. We've got an Australian here, bangers and shrimp on the... But when you say shrimp, you mean prawns, don't you? Because we have shrimps here, which are tiny little things. You can only get them at certain parts of the year, but they're tiny. And they're miniature. They're not prawns. They're very sweet. They've got a different flavour altogether. So when we hear shrimp, or certainly I do, because my mum grew up in a village in Cheshire where they had shrimps. Oh, this is great. I'm loving the conversation here. Right, shall I get onto this palette? Again, I'm going to use the same palette as yesterday, but I am dying to use the blue. I'd rather have a scone, but is it a scone or a scone? There's another question. Do you call it a scone or a scone?
Illuminati!
I think if you're in London, you call it a scone. And if you're in the north, you call it a scone. And I'm a bit of both because my mum's from the north. At the moment, of course, we've got hot cross buns because it's coming up to Easter. But I like them all year round. Right, I am going to do what I did yesterday, but today I'm going to do it with the blue and have a little play. Scone. Look at this. I'm going for bold. This is from this palette, Pretty Little Things, that I showed you yesterday. So instead of using the green, as I did yesterday... I love Chelsea buns. You can't get them... You used to be able to get them in Tesco's in a supermarket. And I love them for breakfast.
I remember what...
And they stopped doing them, and I made them for a while, but they're a bit of a pain to make.
One of the only times I remember about you eating Chelsea buns is when we were on holiday in year 4. When I was 4 years old. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, Belgian buns. Yeah, everybody's getting hungry. Are you all hungry? Have you not had your lunch?
I got my noodles right here, so I'm not hungry.
Because I think the people watching me are all hungry.
Why?
They're all talking about food now. Scones,
Why?
Chelsea buns, Belgian buns.
Hey, Mum. Why?
Now this is looking a bit severe.
Why?
I saw the elephants in zoo. Elephants in London Zoo eating Chelsea buns. What a waste of Chelsea buns. Don't give them to the elephants. Give them to me.
So you're saying you're an elephant?
You're always hungry. What are Belgian buns? Oh, that's difficult to describe. Can someone tell Thorndyke what Belgian buns are? I like the Chelsea buns because they've got cinnamon in them and that really... the sugar that's really crunchy. Now, you know you were talking about a get-together and it's a shame we can't get together on here. I did have an idea. And it would work because if you are on YouTube and you're able to vote on YouTube things, it means that you've got a YouTube account, which means that you've got a Google account. So if you've got a Google account, you can do something called a, what's it called? A Hangout. And you can all link up on video conference. And I was thinking, would you like to do that? Because I could host it. I'd have to research it a bit for a while and work out how to do it. I know someone that used to host them who could help me just figure out how to do it. And then I host it and I invite you all in, and then you all link in and you can see everybody online. Like you'll all be there in a row. You're still talking about buns. I'm going to put this. Okay, I'll keep you updated. I'm going to do a bit of research and find out how to do it. But basically, we should be able to link up on video conference. It's called a Google Hangout. And you might have to download some kind of app called Google Hangout. I've been part of a Hangout before, so I've got the app. But if I research it, then I can send you all kind of instructions on how to do it, or do a little video on how to do it, and then we can take it from there. I'm going to use this one. It has got a bit of shimmer in it. Listen, if that means you got to tidy your house, Linda, then you need to. I'm not going to show you, but I tell you something. This flat is an absolute mess. And the bit behind me isn't that tidy either. So don't worry, we're not looking at your house. I'm certainly not looking at it. We could set a world record. Get ready with me. Wow, yeah, go in the Guinness Book of Records for the biggest number of people doing their makeup. No, that's too grey. I wanted it the brown metallic. Let's put that one over the top. This could all end up terrible because I'm not concentrating. I'm thinking about Chelsea buns and Google Hangouts. I'm not thinking blending at all. Don't worry, you know with me it'll always turn out in the end. Where are you going to do it? Where are you going to sit though, Linda? If you do it in the bathroom, you're not going to sit on the toilet, are you? You could sit in the bath, I suppose. You could do a karaoke in the bath.
Why are you attempting to kidnap these people?
That's why the elephants have terrible makeup. Okay, so Linda's going to be sitting on the toilet doing her makeup. And I'm looking very severe. Oh dear. No, that shimmer did not work very much on my eyelid, but I can correct it. Let's give it a good blend and add a bit of matte to it. I tell you what, we all sound crazy. Yeah, shove it all under the bed. Look at my background, Linda. You can't say that's tidy. I've got all sorts in the background. If I worried about it, I'd never put out a video. And then there's all the stickers on the wall, because that's Jack's sort of play wall, or it was when he was younger. Don't worry about it. We're looking at the makeup. We're not looking at your house. Right, I think I'm going to have to concentrate a bit on what I'm doing here. Well, this is going to turn out like a mess. I'm just in a very dark, the second darkest shade, which is a very dark brown. Our Google Hangout will be a real laugh, I think. We'll have to all bring our Chelsea buns. and eat them in front of one another. Yeah, as they say, Terry, a tidy house is a sign of a wasted life. I mean, if you think about it, who says on their deathbed, I wish I'd had a tidier house? I don't know anyone that said that. I'll probably say, I wish I had more makeup. This is definitely going to need something very black mascara-y. I've gone a bit crazy. I've definitely gone a bit crazy. But no matter. Right, I'm going to get some black eyeline. Why is it I always get an itchy nose? I need to put something underneath. Let's just put some matte brown. Do you see how when you just put that line underneath, that it suddenly starts to look like, oh, actually, this isn't going to look crazy. Are you still talking about buns? Good morning, Robin. I hope you're not hungry because everyone else on here is. We're talking snacks and elephants. Oh, don't, Linda. Oh, that is making me hungry. Did you see her description? Sweet crunch. Oh, I want a Chelsea bun now. Can somebody just FedEx me some Chelsea buns, please? Right, I need to get an eyeliner. I wanted to show you this. I can't use this. This is why I want a black. I haven't got a black gel eyeliner, but I've got this and I love this. I've got a couple of these. This one, and I've got another one that's angled, and it's really good for putting on gel eyeliner. But the only gel eyeliner I've got is this one, and it's purple. And this is a Tarte one. But I want a black one, and I couldn't see a black one on QVC. They might do one Tarte, of course. That's why I was asking about the Bobbi Brown one. Cinnamon buns. Shall I just scrap this and we'll start a food channel? I'll just come on and talk about different types of buns. Is it? Does it? What about if you've got watery eyes? Will it run? Is it waterproof? I want a really, really black eyeliner now. I'm going to need to learn to line the waterline. The main thing is to look away. You think it is? I've looked up reviews and it's definitely up there with the highly recommended. So, but I was going to get a black one and I saw they've got a really nice emerald green one as well. And I thought, oh, I can't get two, can I? Can I? You're afraid to try it. If you've got shaky hands, I would understand that. What?
If I did my first Fortnite video on my channel, how many views or likes would you think I would have?
I don't know, darling.
It's sort of the
Right, I'm going to just
I'm
do
thinking
this.
of starting it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure some of my viewers would come and look at it.
Why?
Well, just because they
Makeup
like
addicts.
you.
They're makeup addicts.
They might be makeup addicts, but they'd like to see you.
Oh my gosh! That was Lloyd! Mum, I
Yes.
just got killed by Lloyd.
Oh, dear. Right, this is a YSL. Shall I do... No, I'll do a blue underneath, and I'll show you what I do. Someone mentioned that they thought I was pulling at my eyes a little bit too much the other week when I was doing my waterline, and I think it was a fair comment because you do have to be careful of this. But what I tend to do, so this is my blue eyeliner, is I'll steady my hand, right, but with the finger that I'm steadying, right, try not to pull down too much because this skin is obviously it is very stretchy and you don't want to cause bags. But what you do is you get the finger that you're balancing with, use that to steady and hold it, and then you kind of I don't really have to look the other way, but then can you see what I'm doing? So the finger that I'm using to steady it, I'm also pulling it down so that I'm not actually that part of the lid isn't going to move while I'm putting it on. Or you can do it with the other one. That way you don't have to pull it down as far. And start from the outer rim and work your way in. You don't have to go straight in like that. Just start from there. And then see what you're comfortable with. Blue and blue. I'm really blue today. But I'm not going to do the blue mascara as well because I think that's definitely too much. You see what I mean? When you pull it, it is a fair point that you start to cause a little bit of sagginess there. So try not to pull it down too far, says she who often does. Don't do as I do, do as I say. And then I shall get some... I'm going to find that Big Gal Bang because I quite like that one. Where's the big... I've only got a sample of this, but I like it. What? Oh, a tip from Terry.
Did you just say tits?
No, tip. I still do line the top. I use Urban and they don't spread.
Sorry if this live stream's gonna get banned.
No, it won't, but you'll get banned. Right, I'm using the Big Gal Bang from coming on my channel. If you're rude. This is Big Gal Bang, but it's very good. I quite like this, but I've only got a sample. I haven't got a full size. Now, you see when you start to put your mascara on your liner on, what looks a bit ridiculous at first comes together a bit. It's not my best look, but you lot were all distracting me with Chelsea buns. So I'm going to blame it on you. Okay?
I had a Chelsea bun when I was 4.
Jack, what do you think about my eye makeup today?
Just let me...
You like it?
Yeah, mainly because it's blue.
Oh, yes. Chelsea blue. He's a Chelsea supporter. Along with his dad.
Actually, no. I'm not really of a Chelsea supporter. I don't like watching football that much.
Oh, I'm going to play this back to Daddy.
I don't like watching football much because I normally play Fortnite. Ha! But I actually liked the color blue before I was.
It's tough to line on the lid with hooded eyes.
Blue's
It
actually my
is.
favorite
It's
color.
if you want to get a winged liner, it is tough because it's very difficult because you can see you've got that little bit of overhang. Well, I have. So when you're trying to do a line, you're having to go across that. And you can do this and you can do this perfect line and it looks really great. And then you do that and suddenly the line's down here. But what I tend to do is just go there. And then if I want to do a little flick, I go into that corner there and just take it from there. So that way I'm past the overhang and I've got a good guide to take me up. And always link it up below because that way it will look all right. Thank you. Now, I think I'm definitely going to need to go for a slightly toned down blush after that. And maybe a little bit of this silver. See the silver at the end? Oh no, that end. I might put a little bit of that just in the middle, just to soften it a bit. See, that just softens it a little bit. Or if you get to this point, I won't do this, but if you get to this point and you think, no, it's still a bit, I'm not comfortable, it's still too dramatic, then just take that all the way into the corner so that you've got the blue on the outside and then you've got it slightly lighter. Yes, which is why I often go for bold colours on the lids, because you haven't got the other thing with the lids is this stamping technique, which I've done before, which is you get a flat, very little flat eyeliner brush and you take your black eyeshadow and you stamp it right, you tuck it right underneath and you stamp it in there. So you're not drawing a line, but you're just stamp with that little eyeliner and you really tuck it in. And then if you do your upper waterline, of course, says she, did I just put my eyeliner away? If you do your upper waterline, that is another way around it. Let me see if I can find my eyeliner again.
Right out in the open.
Now, some people hate doing their upper waterline. What did I do with that black one? I'm not very organised at all, guys.
My snowy brother is.
I can't find that black eyeliner that I just used. My short-term memory is terrible these days. Come on, where are you?
How's that not broken?
It's just disappeared into... It's one of those tiny little ones that just disappears. Let me use this one. This is it's another black one. It's Marc Jacobs one. Oh, here it is. No, I'll use this one because it's softer. So with the upper waterline, I just kind of do that and look the other way. And I just rest the lid on it. I actually quite like the feeling of it. It's like having a good scratch.
Is scratching all you think about?
See? It just, again, it's another way of doing it if you've got a hooded lid.
Ignoring my comment, yay.
Yep.
Am I banned from this channel now? Mom?
What? You're not banned from the channel? No, of course you're not, darling.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to use a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury.
How is that?
Because I can't be bothered to do anything else on my brows. A little bit of Charlotte Tilbury's Supermodel Legendary Brows. Where are you? Where's everything gone? There you are. Everything's hiding from me. This is so easy to do your brows with this.
Hey Mom, why don't you get sponsors?
Because I don't want sponsors. Because then you have to do their products, and you have to do so many per week, and you're ruled by them. And I like being my own boss.
Oh yeah, that's right. Only like desperate YouTubers.
No, I'm not saying that.
No,
Some
no,
YouTubers
no.
have to earn money.
Some desperate YouTubers do sponsors. Some desperate YouTubers.
Yeah, but some people need to make a living out of it, and I respect that. But I'm just not. I don't have to make a living out of it at the moment, so
I thought you said
I
you
quite
were-
enjoy doing the freedom of it.
Okay.
So don't get me into trouble,
I'm
mister.
not gonna get you into trouble.
I like being kind to my fellow YouTubers. Right, let me get that Jouer blush which you liked. Just bear with me a second, all right?
Come on!
It's a very subtle one.
This game is trash.
And it's called Adore. Adore Blush Duo.
It's called This Game is Trash.
I'm going to use this really big powder brush. And I'll use the lighter one first. No, I won't. I'll use the darker one first. The peachy one. Right, what lip piece shall I put on, guys? Anyone got any ideas?
All of them.
I'll be here all year doing that, Jack. I'll wait for some ideas. So that is Blush Bouquet Adore Duo. It's a very nice blush.
Swimming is really easy, okay? I mean, basically your body just floats. So when you're in the water, with your arms, you go right, left, right, left. Tell me, what is that? Tell me straight. Well, stop playing with it. You're making a mess.
Mario, say hi to the camera.
Where are my lip liners?
I want to start making home videos so we can watch them when Jeffy grows up.
I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to have my cup of tea while I'm...
Hi.
Say hi, Jeffy.
Okay, well, I maybe need to do a bit more. Oh, I've done them on both now. You want me to see how it compares with Pillow Talk? I've done it on both, but I can show you. I can show you how it compares with Pillow Talk. Okay, let me just do that one and this one. So, glossy. You want glossy. So, there's the blush. The Jouer one. Oh, and how it compares with Pillow Talk. Not First Love. It's very similar to First Love. Bitch Perfect. Do you know what? I left a comment on Charlotte Tilbury's Instagram this morning saying, are you aware that you can't go onto your reviews and say how wonderful Bitch Perfect is? Because it picks up that you've used the word bitch and then says, sorry, but you cannot leave this review. It contains a profanity. So I said, nobody can say how good Bitch Perfect is because it won't let them post. I said, I think you should allow the word bitch because it's in your lipstick. There's Pillow Talk. And there is suppose they are quite similar. But I think First Love is more similar. So, Pillow Talk Blush. There is the Swiss shade. And there is the Pop shade. And then this one isn't going to be a shimmery. But there is the darker shade. And here is the lighter shade. It's more like First Love. Definitely. Now, I need to get some highlighter, some bronzer, and some lipstick. And you think I should do a glossy one? Okie dokie. Right, bear with me, because I'm not organised at all today. Oh, I could do... Oh, Valentine or the Duchess? Yeah? Shall I do the... Right, well, Valentine is a kissing lipstick. The Duchess... Is the Duchess kissing? Yes, it is, isn't it? I'm thinking of the other one that came out at the same time. And I'll get some of her lip glosses. Let's do Valentine then. Bear with me a second, because they're over the other side of the room, but I can get to it. I'm not able to see the feed live. Might be just my connection again. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I hope you come back to us soon. I'll be back. Hold on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How's this?
Right. I was thinking I could do a Huda one, but I've got my Charlotte Tilbury now. You didn't know that. You didn't know. Right, let me do Valentine, as we are coming up to Valentine's Day. So that would be quite nice, if I can find it. Why am I bending down? And I can bring the thing up to me. I've got them in kind of order of shades, so I know roughly where they are. So I'm sort of picking up Super Cindy and Stoned Rose right now. There we go, there's Valentine. And then I could put a gloss over it. And you can pick the gloss to go over it. I'll pick out some of her lip lusters, and you can pick which one you think would go nicely over it. That'll be a plan. Of course, I have all her lip lusters. Right. So. Do you know what? I don't know where my lip liners are. I'm going to leave the lip liners out. Forgive me, but I really don't want to get up again. But here is Valentine.
Don't choke, don't choke. No, orange justice for 5 minutes and I'll give you a skin, okay? So what we're going to do is tip this guy.
Oh, has it hit my Wi-Fi again? Let me see if I go on to, because this is on a phone, so let me see if I switch off my Wi-Fi and do it on my data. 1 second. Just stay with me a second. If it cuts you off, I'll come back on, all right? Right, how's that?
Censoring.
Is that better?